Hello, I'm Katie Gates, and welcome to the Whole Agenda, a place where we can heal together. Thank you so much for joining me. I just want to briefly speak about something that I saw over the weekend during a time that should have been an amazing time, a fun time for me. It was retail therapy. Something that most women love. And I'm sorry if that's stereotypical, but most women, from what I know, being a woman, loves retail therapy. However, I saw something very different over the weekend when I was at the mall, and it was not something that I was very happy to see. And I wasn't happy to see it because I was hoping that the world was getting to a better state. I was hoping that women, such as myself and other women, were seeing themselves in a very different light. And I'm not speaking about all women, but a lot of the women, almost 98%, and that's a huge number considering the amount of people that was in the mall. And I went to a very big mall, so I had to travel out of town to go to this mall because if you don't know, I am a country girl. I live in the country, and our mall isn't that big. So long story short, I had to travel way out of town to go to this mall. And don't get me wrong, it was fun. The mall was beautiful, a lot of sightseeing. But the thing that I hated seeing the most, like I said, 98%, that's a huge number of women were disrespecting themselves. Real truth. Disrespecting themselves, hungry, yearning for the attention that they couldn't find in themselves. So they were seeking it from people in the mall. And to me, I almost found it sick. It was sickening to me. And I'm not judging anyone. I was very aware because people will say, well, stop judging. It has nothing to do with judgment. It has everything to do with being aware of your surroundings. What's happening around you? What's going on? What are other people doing and saying, and how are they acting? What's their behavior like? Because in the world that we're living in today, we have to be aware of our surroundings at all times. So I was just very aware. And as I sat and watched, those were the things that I saw. As I walked through the mall, they just kept hitting me in the face. I'm like, oh man, what happened to classics? That classic dress, that's going to last forever. Instead, I was seeing a bunch of trendy things that are here one day and gone the next. And I'm not just talking about clothing, people in general that were at the mall. So, to be honest, I met sadness down every aisle, around every corner, in the parking lot, and in bathroom stalls. Literally, I met sadness. I met insecurity in food courts and not enough on mall benches. As I was walking through the mall, and I'm being aware of my surroundings and the things that are just thrown at your face, I'm seeing insecurity everywhere. It was like, hello, I'm here. Don't you see me? I'm insecurity. It's a pleasure to meet you. Hello. That's just how loud it was. And in order to see it, you have to be aware of your surroundings. Not enough was everywhere. Hello. I'm not enough. Pleasure to meet you. Hello. Everywhere. And so what pierced me the most out of everything, I met insecurity, met not enough, met sadness, loneliness, everywhere I went in the mall. But what pierced me the most was women vying for attention that they can't find in themselves, seeking, longing, hungry to be seen, showing their bodies and hiding their minds. Showing their bodies and hiding their minds. Sick. It was sickening to me. And so, all while failing to understand, because it's easy to get up in the morning and get dressed, especially if you're going to a huge mall like I did. We get up in the morning, we get ourselves dressed. But a lot of women got up that morning with an intent to seek out things, to seek out the attention that they weren't or can't find in themselves. So, like I said, they were showing their bodies rather than their minds, all while failing to understand this, that classics are timeless. They can be worn for centuries and offer far more value than trends. And I'm not just talking about clothing here. I'm talking about life in general. Classics can be worn for a lifetime, for centuries. They're timeless. And they're far more valuable than trends. Ladies, we have to grip that. We have to understand that. We have to present ourselves as classic pieces, timeless, last throughout the ages, not just for the moment, not to just be put in a bed on our backs, if I'm being pure and honest, right? So these women, as they were vying for attention, it was sickening to me because they were doing all of this while failing to understand that a man saying what's up, right? He's not talking to them, he's talking to their body. The man coming up to them saying, hey, what's up? Because I saw this stuff, was not talking to them, he was talking to their body. Refusing to understand that life is not found on board games. So in other words, the man was spitting game. He was talking to their bodies and not to them. He was playing a game. Because at the end of the day or the month or the week, the whole purpose of that is to get the woman on her back in a sexual position. Sex is the whole purpose of that. So failing to understand or refusing to understand, because they could have understood it, but they're refusing to understand that life is not found on board games, but in truth, honesty, and trust. So in other words, the way we present our bodies, ladies, to the world is how the world is going to present itself to us. So the way you present your body, yourself to the world, is how the world is going to then present itself to you. And that's everywhere you go. Everywhere. Grocery store, don't matter. The mall, it doesn't matter. Church, everywhere you go, the way you present yourself to the world is the way the world is then going to present itself to you. So something else, or another way to say that, is we attract what we release. So if you're releasing greatness, you're going to attract greatness. The women that I saw at the mall that were releasing their bodies instead of their minds, that's what they were attracting. They were attracting boys or men that were after their bodies and not their minds. And trust me now, I've been there, done that. Been there, done that. So there's no judgment here. None. Although I've always loved classic clothing. It may not have been in clothing that I've behaved that way, but in my actions I have. So I'm not judging, not being judgmental, being aware. Being aware and learning from the mistakes. Now being able to teach you some things that you may not know, or some things that you may not have seen, or things that you weren't aware of. So there's no judgment, right? So what we attract, we attract what we release. In other words, a man seeking you for your body now, ladies, a man seeking you for your body now is not going to be a man seeking you for your mind later. And that's good there. That's good. A man seeking you for your body now is not going to be a man seeking you for your mind later. He just won't be. He just won't be. Been there, done that. He just won't be. So we have to understand that. And we have to also understand this. If you get nothing else out of everything that I've said here in this video, I want you to grasp this. Your body is worth far more than diamonds and gold, yet has no value, ladies, unless you treat it that way. Your body is worth far more than diamonds and gold, far more, yet has no value unless you treat it that way, right? So be a classic piece. Be unlike any other. Because it's very easy to fall into trends. It's very easy to be a trendy piece. In other words, those yoga pants and all of that stuff, they're not fashion statements. They're just not. Sorry to break the news. They're just not. Shirts with boobs hanging out, literally, aren't fashion statements. They're just not. They're trends, looking like everybody else, vying, screaming for the attention that should be found in yourself. Because if you dance to your own celebration within you, guess what? The world is going to present itself to you like that. If you're confident in yourself, there's no need to scream and yearn and beg for the attention of other people. There's just not. Because you're confident in yourself, right? So if you're confident in yourself, there's no need. So those skin tight, stuck to the body, showing your bottoms and vaginal creases, I saw it. I saw it. They're not fashion statements, ladies. They are trendy and you look like everybody else. But I want you, and you should want to be a classic piece, timeless, right? Can be worn for centuries. You should want to be a woman that can make an impact. So yes, those things, wearing those things, leggings that are actually stockings, see-through, not fashion statements. They're not. They put you in the same category as everybody else. And that's not something you want. You want to stand out from the crowd. And you want to embrace the celebration dancing within you, because there's a celebration that dances within you when you are secure and confident in who you are. You're not seeking that or searching for that or yearning for that from someone else. When you celebrate who you are, when you know you are the stuff without having to say it or show it, that's a difference. That's the difference. When you know you are it without having to say it or show it, that's the difference. And that's where we all should want to get to as women. Right? Because our bodies are worth far more than diamonds and gold, yet has no value unless we treat it that way. So ladies, treat your body worthy, because you are indeed worthy. And it is worth far more than diamonds and gold. Treat it that way. And if you treat it that way, you're going to receive that treatment back from the world. So I'm Katie Gates, and I hope that I've helped you and I've helped myself, and we can all come together and heal and grow together. I love you all so much. Oh, and very quickly, I want to say my new book, Between Seams, which is awesome. And I'm not just saying that because I wrote it. It is really awesome. There's a lot of growth in this book, especially for women. It's now available at barnesandnoble.com. So go to Barnes and Noble, pick up Between Seams, or order it or barnesandnoble.com. Between Seams by Katie Gates. You will not regret it. I love you all so much. Thank you for joining me here on The Whole Agenda. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and I will see you all next time. I'm Katie Gates, and I love you. Bye.